instead of Monday reading for the next few weeks, we're going to do Game of Thrones recap because it's the hottest show.
Huge. Finally.
Spoilers are going on right now, so if you do not want to be spoiled, do not listen to the rest of the show.
Let's play like 30 seconds of music. So if you're hearing the music, or 20 seconds, I don't know.
Dragon music. Put in the dragon music.
Mixed with It's Louisiana, Who Cares?
As soon as the dragon music's over, we're going to do spoilers. I have binged it all. I have not said a word because I was scared it was going to get spoiled. Hank, thank you for not spoiling it.
You're welcome. I did have to. I knew I had to because it was like silently kind of pissing me off because you told me behind the scenes that you're not watching it, so I felt bad because if it was on the show, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But internally, I was like, I have to do something.
I gotta find my Game of Thrones.
The Florida Man spoilers. I did give you some spoilers.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yep. The crossbow on the toilet.
Yep.
That was one of them. That was Peter Dinklage killed somebody, right?
Oh, that was a spoiler?
Yeah, big time.
Where the fuck are my Game of Thrones notes?
I have a couple questions. So this is the first episode I've ever watched.
Shoot.
Big Cat watched Well, no, that's not true. I've watched the first two episodes back in 2011, something like that.
Okay.
So this is my first one. My first question is, there are tons of fires that are just burning everywhere. Who's in charge of switching out the firewood and the oil?
There's no
lights.
lights.
There's no lights, and it's also there's like kind of like the fake birds in Augusta. There's always crackling fires.
Yeah,
as like the background.
But you never
music.
See anybody changing the fire.
Yeah,
I guess that'd be a very boring part of the show to show.
Oh, there's some. Yeah,
I think
some
I answered my
poor person
question.
Yeah. All right. So Hank, I wrote notes down. We'll do a recap of the first episode of season 8. To quickly catch up, I wrote some notes down as we went along. As I was watching them, I'll just shoot some off here. Robb Stark is my favorite. I wrote that down, and then I just said whoops because that was a Red Wedding. So I was like, this guy's really going to win it all.
Red Wedding was when that lady got stabbed in her uterus, right?
Yeah, her tum-tum.
Yeah.
They just changed that Dario guy. That fucked me up.
That was confusing for like I had to look that up after I watched the show.
They changed a character, the actor, but it was completely different looking guy.
It was like the Aunt Viv,
but
in Fresh Prince.
Totally different looking. Even that was a little bit closer than what they changed this one. I was like, who is this?
They just never addressed it to the person.
It was like a blonde-haired Fabio looking guy to more of like a brown-haired, looked completely different.
Completely different. The Narcos guy was awesome. Oberyn.
Yeah.
He was bisexual. And he was also like the best with a spear until he got too cocky.
Yeah.
And then he got his eyes gouged out.
It seems to me like incest shouldn't be a big deal in this show because
no, it's not.
For such like a small community of characters.
Big come up for the state of Alabama because it's normalized everything.
Yeah, everyone's fucking everyone's sister. It's just like whatever. It shouldn't be so stigmatized.
It's weird because at first when I started watching it, I was like, this is gross. Cersei and Jamie are fucking all the time. And then like Cersei just blows him and I'm like, oh, whatever. They're boyfriend girlfriend.
They fucked
also
on their son's dead body. Basically.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
cool.
That was like that Shake That Bear video. Remember that?
I didn't hate Joffrey.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he made me laugh because he was so annoying.
He was, like, killing.
Yeah, he was so. I hated Ramsay. Ramsay was a psycho, but Joffrey, he was so hateable, but in like a funny way because he was such a little twat. Like I just wanted to slap him.
Speaking of Oberyn, which episode ending left you the most shook?
Oberyn was up there. Jon Snow dying was up there, but then I don't know how people watch this show like live because Jon Snow was dead for 5 hours for me. Mm-hmm. He was dead for like 2 years. For
that was at the end of his season, right?
Yes,
when he died.
Yes. The Hound is one of my favorites. I also the Hound was the first guy I realized if you don't watch someone die in front of your face, they're not dead.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that's how this goes.
Yeah, everyone in the show is either dying or murdering somebody. Yeah. That's the best way I can describe it.
Do you think he's going to fight the Mountain?
Yes.
I thought the Mountain was dead.
Who do you think's going to win?
Hound.
Wait, the Mountain's not dead?
The Mountain is dead.
No, they remade him as like a Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
The Maester made him like he's real fucked up.
Like
he's all purple and
the Night
shit.
King brings people back from the dead, and then like
the
Cersei
Maester
has
does.
like an evil scientist that brought.
Yeah, he's like the doctor.
I like the Night King. Should I root for him? Is he a good person to root for?
He's a pretty badass dude.
No one really knows what he wants.
He's not cold, right?
Yeah,
But
what if he just wants
cold?
someone to talk to him?
If he talks, I might.
Imagine if it was just like someone would be like, "Hey, Night King, how was your day? How was your Wednesday?" He's just like, thankfully, someone finally asked me this. I've been up in this north freezing my ass off, and no one's been talking to me. I've been with dead people.
So they're like the NFC North, right? Because they're in the cold all the time, but they pretend that they're not cold.
Yes, they're the whole North, like the Starks, the Wildlings, the Army of the Dead. They're all basically offensive linemen on like the Bears and the Packers.
I love it. And then that Dothraki guy that looks like Steven Adams, he seemed cool, but he died.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah,
big time dead. Fuck Stannis Baratheon. That guy sucks.
I liked him a lot up until he.
Oh, you liked when he burned his daughter?
Up until he
his
burned
12-year-old daughter.
I was
for
like,
more blood.
Season 2,
just basically you liked him when he
season
used
2,
blood
season
magic
3,
to kill
season
his
4.
brother.
Hell yeah, that was
He's
cool.
ruthless.
That was badass.
But he's not ruthless. He's ruthless, but
that's like Belichick shit.
He's got
the blood
Rather
magic.
get rid of your daughter one season too soon than one season too late.
The daughter shit was fucked up. The blood magic was amazing.
The other part about Stannis Baratheon
and the Red Woman was a smoke.
Never trust a chick who's like dedicated to always wearing a choker. That's a big red flag. She takes it off and she becomes like a 90-year-old old lady from like the woman from, it's basically Happy Gilmore's grandmother out of nowhere. She's like hot, and then she takes off her choker.
She's
boom,
like,
she's old.
I faked you out.
I'm old.
That's like the mock turtleneck for chicks, isn't it?
The High Sparrow dude is the worst. The worst. That guy thinks he's so much better than everyone, and he talks in like riddles and rhymes. And fuck him. I'm happy.
It's a terrible name.
Okay, here's my other hot take. I love Cersei. I love her. One of the best lines when they're like, what was the question? Do you choose this or this? And
she said, I choose violence.
I choose violence. And then she blows up everyone in the city. The many-faced god is like T-1000 when she's running after Arya.
What
that
is
little girl?
Is that like the calculator?
No. T-1000 is the guy from Terminator, dude.
The TI-83?
The cop that runs really fast and he just keeps running and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Hank, you're thinking of Drug Wars.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Terminator.
I don't like how Ramsay Bolton treated his dogs. Didn't feed them.
That's not cool.
He did feed them.
Well, but he didn't feed them for a while.
Yeah.
He would starve them and then give them humans.
What's the deal with the dragon? There's one dragon that went rogue, right?
Well, he died.
Oh, fuck. How do you kill a dragon?
The Night King.
The Night King.
Oh, he speared him. That was when, he threw the spear. I remember Twitter that night. They should never have Game of Thrones on at the same time as NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
It's too confusing with the crossover tweets.
Yes. I didn't understand why they didn't just take one of the dragons and just burn that Night King alive. I feel like the whole show could have just ended.
That episode was tough. The other thing with Ramsay that kind of pissed me off on the rewatch was that, remember when they walk in with the giant and Ramsay kills the giant? Like, he could have just killed Jon Snow right there.
Yeah.
That was kind of a
little bit of that every now and then. I do love the show. My last 2 points: Littlefinger, whisper talking, so annoying. Fuck that. Talk with your chest. Talk like a man.
Mr. Big Chest.
Stephen A. Smith would slap him around in a debate.
Oh, I think Stephen A. Smith would beat a dragon.
Yes. In a debate, he spits fire.
Just in real life, I think he could defeat a dragon. They said in this episode that dragons eat whatever they want, so they have very bad nutrition. They're like Albert Hainsworth. They're just overweight all the time.
But dragons got a little bit of a booty. Stephen A. Smith might get lost. Get lost in that sauce.
Speaking of that, are they going to have any dragon sex scenes? That would be cool. That would be a double whammy because it would be dragon sex and incest because they're related, right?
Yes,
they have to.
Brother,
they
sister.
have to. Just giving they're 69ing and just burning each other's genitals with their mouths.
Yes. My last question or thing that I wanted to talk about was what's up with everyone getting their dick cut off and how do they pee?
That's a good question.
Like half the people have their dicks cut off, and I assumed for a while that they were just being castrated, their nuts were getting cut off, but they allude to like these guys are dickless, and it's like, is there just a hole that they just pee out of? And then Grey Worm had sex, but did he?
No.
He scissored?
Yeah.
Because he's got a hole.
Yeah.
He's got no dick.
But you can't get any
They have a whole
gratification.
army of just dickless guys.
The eunuchs, right?
The Unsullied are not one dick in that entire army.
I feel like your body just resorbs the urine that it can't piss out. Or
I want someone to answer that.
You become
Where do they pee?
You become like Mel Kiper with just one hole, just
pumpkin
pee
pie,
and poop out of the same
pumpkin pie for the whole army.
I got a fun tip about Mel Kiper.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, it was from a guy that used to work in a grocery store in Mel Kiper's town. And he said every week Mel Kiper would come in and he'd buy 12 cans of whipped cream, and we had no idea what the hell he was doing with all that.
Pumpkin pie.
It was for all the pumpkin pie he was eating.
And the whipped cream bikini that he put on his wife.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
And he uses it as mousse for his hair, too.
Yes, exactly. All right, this episode, we'll wrap up. I was underwhelmed. They had to bring everyone back together. Bran is the creepiest dude in the world. He just fucking rolls around in the winter.
The three-eyed raven.
Also, Jaime Lannister seeing Bran was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He was like, so the whole, you saw episode 1? how it all starts. Jaime Lannister throws Bran off the fucking tower
Because he was fucking his sister.
because he was fucking his sister,
Yeah.
and that was the first time they saw each other.
Oh, that's
in
what it
this
was.
first
Okay.
episode, and he was like, "Oh fuck, that kid's still alive."
That was a real creep, that kid.
Yes.
He just
He's a
rolls
warg.
around just like staring at people.
he just puts his fucking eyelids back, and he just sees everything. It's
Kind of like
weird.
the fire though. They don't show anyone wheeling him. Like he just
just shows up.
Well, he's
Yeah.
got
Right.
hands, so he can wheel himself, right?
I don't know if the wheelchairs are that.
I mean, there's stairs.
guess.
and
It looks
stuff
like a
involved. I
pretty
guess
sweet
maybe.
model.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. And then yes, Jon Snow was totally fine. Like he got the news that he's actually fucking his aunt, and he was like, well, "I don't want to be the king." It's like, yeah, but dude, you're fucking your aunt.
Yeah.
Then he just didn't care.
Yeah. I mean, listen, in this day and age, why would you?
Yeah.
It's all over the front page of Pornhub anyways.
It's true. It's true. So yeah, that's Game of Thrones. Any other thoughts, Hank? I love the show. I really do. I knew I'd love it. I'm gonna be sad that when it's over. But I'm happy that I watched it this quickly because I do not understand how people have watched a show for 10 years.
I thought it was a good episode. I was pumped to see Jon and the Dragon, although I was hoping that they were gonna like, you know how like there's the Targaryen music and there's the Stark music, like what they play during their best moments. I was hoping they were gonna blend those two for like an epic.
Oh, like a Take On Me remix.
Stark Targaryen
Yeah.
like,
Mashup.
that would have been
You're
unreal.
a big music guy.
That would have been cool.
I do like music. My other takeaway was that Theon, like they built up this whole thing. Like,
Reek. He's got no dick.
he bitched out when
A lot of
He
these
got his dick
characters
cut
are
off.
just dickless.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, it's like a big running theme. Like there's, I'd say half of the show is just dickless.
Just
dudes.
botched circumcisions.
No, that one was just the fucked up Ramsay Bolton guy just cut his dick off.
he had
he
two
cut
girls.
his own dick off.
No,
No,
he had-
he cut the Theon Greyjoy's dick off, made him call him Reek, and then sent his dick back to his family.
Not to mention that he had two girls come in the room and act like they're gonna have a threesome with him to get him hard, and then he came in and just
chop
cut his
that
dick
shit
off.
Yeah, I was gonna say cutting off a flaccid penis would be a lot more difficult.
Be
I think.
tricky.
You have to, yeah. It's almost like a mind game in order to cut somebody's dick off. You have to get them horny first.
But I thought it was kind of bullshit how they built up this whole like redemption story. Like he bitched out like 5 times. He's finally going to save Yara. I figured there was going to be a whole battle, like an epic thing, and he just showed up and was like, all right, let's go.
Let's go, you're free.
My
Yeah.
question: Jon Snow got on that dragon. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that
Can you
he
get it-
should have.
but
He should have
also-
realized that he was a Targaryen the minute he gets on a dragon.
That's
The
like
dragon
that's like
rides
a
with
big
him.
thing
Yeah.
in the books and stuff. Like you have to like, it's like kind of like Avatar. Like you only have one dragon. Like you gotta become the dragon rider. And he was just like, she was like, oh, if you can get on, get on. And he
Like
was
the
just
sword
all right.
and the stone. If you can pull this
right.
Right.
sword out of a rock and cut the dragon's penis off, then you become one of them.
So that was our Game of Thrones recap. Probably the most basic.
You got any takes or predictions?
Everyone keeps saying hot pie. What the fuck is with hot pie? He's a fat little shit that makes pies.
That's
Who
like
cares
that's
about
like
him?
an internet thing.
Oh, okay.
I just
Fuck
want to
that.
say I miss Hodor.
Yeah, Hodor.
He was cool.
Hodor.
Hodor.
I think
He'll be back. 'cause his
I think
zombie.
Really?
Samuel Tarly is going to win the throne, and the whole they're going to do a 10-year show where it's like, hey, at the end of the day, nerds win, and then Ravel's going to be like, see, this is why getting anchovies on my pizza in college wasn't that bad.
Wait, what's the name of the kid in the wheelchair?
Bran.
I think Bran's going to win the throne.
He's not a human anymore, though. He's a 3-eyed raven. He'll fucking tell you everyone about it.
People think Bran is the Night King, but
Just
yeah.
talk to Bran once, and he'll fucking let you know he went to Harvard and he's a 3-eyed raven. So annoying.
Okay, I could see
And
that as a
everyone
plot
goes,
twist.
I don't
though.
know what that means.
Yeah, he's like, you're a man now. Not really. Like, what? Shut up, dude.
I don't even know what that means. He says almost. That means he's got to. That was some prophecy
Fuck
shit.
that.
Like he knows he's gonna do something because he's
Yeah.
like, you're a man now. He's like almost.
so
that
he
means
might
he's got
be
to
the
do
Night King?
something. He's got to do something.
So
to
they just got to
become-
tip over his wheelchair and beat the army of the dead.
You know what would be such a good troll is if the very last episode they brought in like an actual person from modern day and they like a celebrity, like a guest star.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, Hillary Clinton wins the throne.
Yeah, there she is. I'm with her.
I'm still with her.
Or they-
And
or-
so she persisted.
Or the last scene is the Iron Throne and Don't Stop Believing's played, and then it just fades to black.
Oh, that'd be another good one. Yeah.
Just a little crossover. All right, so yeah, that was probably the dumbest Game of Thrones recap, but also probably the most relatable, maybe because we really don't we just like it. I don't really know. Do you dive into the theories and shit?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm never gonna do that. I'm more of a.
I read one of the books.
I like to watch. Oh,
What?
What?
You what? One of the books?
When?
After I finished, there's a book about.
all of it.
Yeah.
You
How
read
many
the book?
pages?
Probably like 300.
When?
Like right after I finished watching,
Like
probably
what-
a
like-
month ago.
I love how
No.
Hank's squirreling away books, like hiding his
That's
reading
way
habit
bigger
from us.
of a story than me watching 77 hours
Yeah.
of TV. You read a book?
Yeah.
Did you have to hide it from people?
No, I just didn't say it until now.
I never saw you with this book.
It's at my apartment.
You never brought it in? You never read it on the train?
Of course not, because he was ashamed of having a book.
Damn. Did you read it the right way?
Yes.
Like front to back?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what?
Left to right?
Yep.
That whole thing?
I'm going to Wikipedia Game of Thrones. I'm going to one-up you, Hank.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who do you think's going to win? I love Cersei. She's the baddest bitch alive. She just kills everyone. She fucks her brother. Then she's going to kill her brother. She's going to kill both her brothers. And I don't know. Just as soon as you get to a certain point where it's like, oh, this bitch doesn't care, I fucking love her.
I like Daenerys.
Yeah. Or Khaleesi if you're of a Dothraki.
I am of a Dothraki. We speak the tongue.
Hey, listen, if you're listening to this still now, the Gold episode, we talked to the guy who created Dothraki and High Valyrian. Pretty badass. Pretty badass.